Big data. You've heard that term everywhere, right? It sounds huge, complicated, maybe even a little intimidating. Well, what if I told you that in the next few minutes, you're going to get it? You'll understand exactly what it is, how it works, and why it is absolutely changing our world. So, let's get into it and crack this code together.
Okay, to really get big data, you first have to appreciate the massive shift that's happened. You see, not that long ago, data was kind of like a neat little library. It was organized, pretty simple, and moved at a manageable pace. You could find what you were looking for. But big data? Oh, that is a whole different beast. It's like trying to drink from a fire hose hooked up to the entire internet all at once. It's messy, it's coming at you at lightning speed, and the scale is just staggering.
Yeah, we're so far beyond bigger spreadsheets here. We're talking about a completely new data universe. So that brings up the first big question. What are the rules in this new universe? Let's dive in and take a look.
So how do we get a handle on all this? Well, we can start by understanding its 5 main characteristics. And look, we're not going to do some dry textbook definition here. I want you to think of these as the 5 superpowers that give big data its incredible, world-changing potential. First up, and this is the most obvious one, is volume. The sheer scale of it all. We are so past talking about gigabytes. I mean, every click you make, every photo you post, every single smartwatch reading, it all adds up to something like 2.5 quintillion bytes of data every single day. That right there is the big in big data. And it's a scale that our old tools just can't even begin to process.
Superpower number 2 is velocity. This data isn't just sitting around waiting for us, it's a constant, real-time flood of information. Think about financial markets trading in microseconds, or your GPS instantly rerouting you because of live traffic data. The value here is all about speed.
Then, there's variety. See, big data isn't just numbers in neat little rows and columns. Nope, it's everything. It's your emails, it's photos, satellite images, audio from a customer service call, social media posts, you name it. It's this wild mix of structured data, the stuff that fits nicely in a table, and all this messy, unstructured data that definitely does not.
And all that messiness leads us to a really big challenge: veracity. Basically, how much can you trust this data? Is that angry tweet a genuine customer complaint, or is it just sarcasm? Is a sensor reading accurate, or is the device just broken? Veracity is all about quality control, trying to find that valuable signal inside all of the noise.
And that brings us to the final, and honestly, the most important V of them all, value. Because let's be real, all of this data is just digital garbage if you can't get something useful out of it. The entire point of this whole exercise is to turn all that chaos into a breakthrough, a better product, a smarter decision. Without value, the other 4 Vs don't mean a thing.
So there they are, the 5 superpowers. You've got the massive volume, the incredible velocity, the diverse variety, the challenge of veracity, and the ultimate goal, which is finding value. Put them all together, and that's the world of big data.
Okay, so we've got the what, we understand the V's, but how in the world do you actually work with this stuff? How do you tame this data deluge? Because you definitely can't just load it up on a regular computer. You need a special blueprint for this.
Right, you wouldn't build a skyscraper without a blueprint, and you can't tackle big data without a solid architecture. This is the master plan. It lays out exactly how you're going to collect, store, and process all of this information. It's the foundation that makes everything else possible. Now, once you have that blueprint, you need the heavy machinery to actually build it. That's where big data platforms come in. These are these incredibly powerful software systems designed to spread huge jobs across hundreds, sometimes even thousands, of computers all working together. They are the engines that bring that architecture to life.
All right, so we've got the blueprint, we've got the power tools, but what's the actual game plan? How do we get from just a mountain of raw, messy data to one single valuable piece of insight?
Well, there's a process for that, a clear life cycle. It starts with acquisition. That's just grabbing all the raw data. Then comes preparation, and honestly, this is often the hardest part, cleaning up all that messy data to make it usable. After that, you get to the fun part, the analysis, where you use those powerful tools to hunt for hidden patterns. And finally, you have interpretation, where you visualize what you found and tell a story that people can actually understand and use.
Which brings us to the biggest question of all. So what, right? Why go through all this trouble? Let's talk about the real-world payoff. This is where all that data finally turns into incredible, game-changing decisions.
The end goal here is something called intelligent data analysis.
This is the magic moment. This is where you use all these tools to find those hidden gems, those surprising connections that nobody ever saw before. It's about finding those aha moments that are buried deep inside all that noise.
So really, here's the bottom line. The whole point is transforming raw, chaotic information into what we call actionable intelligence. This is what lets companies give you that perfectly personalized recommendation, what lets scientists speed up medical research, what lets cities manage traffic in real time. It's all about making smarter, faster, data-backed decisions. So, we have built these incredible tools that can listen to a hurricane of data, and we have the methods to find real meaning in all that noise. And that leaves us with one last and pretty profound question to think about. Now that we have the power to analyze almost anything, are we asking the right questions? That is the challenge and the opportunity that lies ahead.